let's start the story with Akothee. Now, in case you haven't heard, earlier on in the week, we had Corazon Komboka speaking about the fact that she's moving out from her house, which she had bought and had lived in for a while. And she completely decided to vacate from this house, and she's actually turned it into an Airbnb and also out for rent. So in case you're interested in finding a house for rent, holla at your girl on the DMs.
Corazon.
So basically, yes, Corazon has decided to sell her house, to give her house out for rent and move into a wholly different place. Why? Because she said, number one, she knows the neighbors be snitching. They be the ones taking these screenshots. They be the ones taking these quick snaps and then sending them to bloggers, sending them to gossip columnists and all of that, and snitching on her life, snitching on her affairs. And she is over that. She is over people being in her business. And even on that particular quote, she did say, and by the way, as you're reading this, know that I know who you are. I'm not speaking out of my behind. I am telling you these as facts because these are things that I have seen and these are things that I know. So basically, in the same beat, Akothee actually did affirm that sometimes it's difficult for you to keep your children in Nairobi or in Kenya, specifically because you're a celebrity. She actually did speak on the fact that she would see her children going out to playgrounds, and because of the lack of privacy, she would then have people taking pictures of her children, people, you know, trying to converse with her children, and that made her very, very uncomfortable. She even stopped taking children out to her children out to playgrounds or to public spaces because she felt very irked by the fact that people are all up in their business. So much so that she actually decided to move her children to France, which we saw that she had visited last week or the couple of weeks ago, and now she's speaking about these particular stories and enlightening us on why she feels it is paramount for her to keep her children away from us. She said these things, including about her ex. She said, my kids would be ambushed for photos. And at that time, hearing other children saying that their parents were not allowed to play with them because I am a bad influence or I am a bad mom, usually was to hurt her. She continues to say that I should not play, the kids would be told that I should not play with you. One of my irresponsible baby daddies drove me into mental damage when he asked for my child's custody, a child who he had abandoned when he heard that I was pregnant. And I knew the kind of women that he hangs out with, and I knew the kind of women that hang around him. And I was she was like, she's completely uncomfortable with the fact that he wants these children in his custody. She continued to say that I cried for a whole 2 years. Every mother wants to have their children safe and sound. I had my other girls who equally had no father support. And then, my dear, I closed my eyes and sent my children abroad. I could not relocate with the boys to Europe. I don't work in Europe. I don't have any businesses or work there. All my work is in Africa. So whenever I see mothers going through the same thing, it hits me right inside the navel. You celebrities need to be protected, and these bloggers who are having the manuals and who are trying to create these standards of life for celebrities should stop doing it. They do not set the examples for a society. So I'm just like, okay, I understand completely where she's coming from. Absolutely 100%. If and when I do have children, I would definitely try and keep them in the confines of an estate or an area. God forbid, I pray that my bank may listen to me and the one who blesses my account may listen to these statements, because I want my children to be in a place where nobody knows me, or even if they know me, they do not care. You know, when you live around rich people, when you live around influential people, they don't care about you and your influence because they already have their own. So it doesn't make a difference for them. So I pray that may the Lord touch my bank and may it be touched, such that I can live in a space like that where I feel I'm not fearing for my privacy, I'm not fearing for the infringement of my rights in terms of people coming into my space and making me uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I completely understand where she's coming from.
Now listen, Kenyan's entertainment scene and showbiz is growing, and we would one day want to reach to the state of, you know, US with the paparazzi and Europe and everything, and that's just it. The minute you become a celebrity, your whole life is out there for the public. However, people should actually consume this content with some discretion. You're like, yeah, I know you're a celebrity, but at the same time, children, you know, keep children out of this. And we've even seen Northwest going to the, you know, like writing stop to paparazzi and showing them, like, why are you always following us around? But sasa in Kenya, since hatujafika iyo level, I think everyone is feeling like a designated or deputized as a paparazzi, because you're going to be giving exclusive tea to a certain blog. And the funny part is, you guys are not being paid. You're just doing these things maliciously for zero money. At least in like US, you get paid by TMZ or something. But here in Kenya, are you going to be paid by these like bloggers? No. It's just like you want people to talk about it. You want to feel some sort of importance. You gave this tea. People are now aware because of you. You're the one keeping the industry afloat. Can you stop? There should be a boundary. Yes, the celebrity, go for her, okay? Do the most with her. She's the one who put herself out there. But when it comes to children, you guys are doing too much. And I've actually like I'm not a celebrity, but I've had an instance where somebody who knows me from Instagram and happened to be a neighbor, I didn't know them. And then all of a sudden I can hear her calling for my son. And I'm like, what? Who is that calling you? And they're having like a full conversation, and I'm like, how did she even know your name? Like, it was so suspicious, and I felt like my privacy had been infringed on, and I'm like, why would you even do that? Sema to say hi Toto and keep moving, but for you to like come, call the child by the name and start a whole conversation with the child, I'm like, ma'am, you should have.
Very
I know.
uncomfortable.
I felt very bad, and I felt like
violated.
You feel very violated, because now you're thinking, the minute I mess up in this plotty, the whole world is going to know about it. The minute something happens, she's going to like send a video, and and it makes you feel so uncomfortable. In the house you have paid for and worked for, now you have to be very conscious. You can't even like go outside in like your pajamas, na bonnet kwa kichwa, because somebody is going to take a picture. You always have to be perfect. Instagram perfect. Even when you're going to the shop to buy nyanya, it's too much.
It really, really is. And I know people make it look like it's you can go to the shop wherever you are. But imagine if you don't live in like a regular estate, and your shop, your duka is Lavington Mall. Your duka is the other one around the Ngong Road area. If those are your shops, what do you want us to do? Can we now also not go in slippers? Can we also now not wear Crocs to go to shops? Can you leave people alone? It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Like, please. And even like today, because today I told you I had an accident before, and so I just like stopped into a cafe and I was getting some lemonade or something. While I'm waiting, tell me why this man just stares at me. He was on the phone, he passed me, then he looked back and was like for an uncomfortable 30 seconds. And I'm like, wow, if you know me, just say hi. You know, if you've come across my picture, if you've seen me, like, just wave. Yeah. But now just, you're still on the phone, but you're looking at me like this. I'm like...
Or those people who force you to identify yourself. Like, oh my God, you look so familiar. I feel like I've seen you somewhere on TV.
And
now
so
you want me to start doing research for you. You are mad.
Guys.
I'm like, oh my God, that I feel like maybe I have one of those faces. That's what I tell you. There's no way I'm going to help you identify me. Are you mad? Hey.
We have zero social etiquette.